The story begins by introducing us to Melissa, a stunning young woman living with her mother and grandmother. While her father is away working for a major corporation abroad, Melissa finds her strongest emotional anchor in her grandmother. We soon see her attending a house party with her best friend at a guy named Daniel's place. Daniel is charismatic and handsome, and Melissa has been harboring a deep, unrequited crush on him for quite some time. Initially, Melissa feels out of place and anxious at the gathering. However, things take a turn when Daniel approaches her and leads her away to a secluded spot in the garden. After talking for a while, Daniel asks her for a sexual favor. Completely smitten and under his spell, a hesitant Melissa agrees to fulfill his request. But as soon as he is satisfied, Daniel coldly puts his clothes back on and leaves without a second thought, completely ignoring her feelings. The following day, Melissa tries to approach him, but his continued cold shoulder leaves her feeling utterly devastated. Seeking a distraction, she hits a bar with her friend Manuela, only to find Daniel there again. This time, Daniel invites her back to his house. Unable to resist the person she thinks she loves, Melissa goes home with him. Once there, Daniel seduces her and they become intimate. In the heat of the moment, Melissa whispers that she loves him, but he responds with total indifference. Upon realizing she was a virgin, he cruelly calls her an idiot and walks away. This second betrayal acts as a wake-up call. Melissa decides right then and there to start prioritizing herself over everyone else. Meanwhile, a family crisis emerges. Melissa's grandmother suffers from a heart condition and is rushed to the hospital. Deeply bonded with her, Melissa is crushed by the news, and the stress causes the rift between her and her mother to grow even wider. When the grandmother returns home for Christmas, she immediately senses that Melissa is drowning in a private struggle. She warns the mother to pay attention, but the mother dismisses it as an old woman's imagination. Later, Daniel calls Melissa again, luring her to his house under the guise of a surprise. His actual plan is much darker. He and a friend intend to use her for a threesome. When Melissa arrives and realizes the setup, she initially tries to leave. However, when Daniel mocks her by calling her baby, something clicks. Determined to prove she isn't a child and can handle herself, she takes control of the situation and agrees to the encounter on her own terms. The drama intensifies the next morning when Melissa's private diary, where she has chronicled her most intimate and controversial experiences, falls into the hands of a classmate. The entire school reads it and begins mocking her relentlessly. Feeling betrayed and exposed, Melissa lashes out at Manuela, suspecting her friend was involved in the leak. The situation takes a horrific turn when a boy named Arnaldo lures Melissa into a basement, blindfolding her under the pretense of a surprise. Instead, she finds herself trapped with 4 of his friends. Despite her resistance, they force themselves on her. At the same time, Melissa's mother returns to an empty house. Searching for her daughter, she discovers the diary. As she reads the graphic entries, she is horrified by the life her daughter has been leading. Amidst this shock, she receives a call from the nursing home. She tries to reach Melissa, but there is no answer. When the mother arrives at the hospital, she learns her own mother has passed away. A traumatized Melissa eventually reunites with her grieving mother. It becomes clear that the mother has read the diary. While Melissa is angry about the invasion of privacy, she stands by her truth. The two finally break down the walls between them and share a tearful, healing embrace. In the aftermath, Melissa mends her relationship with Manuela, apologizing for their fight before heading back to school. In a moment of karma, Arnaldo is confronted by Daniel, who hits him after learning about the basement incident. We are then introduced to Marco, a quiet student who confesses he has admired Melissa from afar for a long time, showing her a sketchbook filled with portraits of her. Before leaving for art school, he draws one final beautiful sketch of her and kisses her cheek. Later, Daniel tries to pull Melissa back into his world by inviting her to another party. She attends, but this time the power dynamic has shifted. She climbs to a high ledge and dives into the pool as the crowd watches in awe. When she surfaces with a confident smile, it symbolizes her rebirth. She is no longer afraid and is ready to live life on her own terms. The film concludes on a somber yet peaceful note as Melissa and her mother visit the grandmother's grave to lay flowers, united by love and a new understanding.